Dzień dobry moje gramisie kochane. Co tam u was? Liczę, że wszystko w porządku. Witam was w kolejnym odcinku Tainted Graila. No posłuchajcie, no wczoraj odkryliśmy mroczne tajemnice Camelot. I cóż, no teraz będzie trzeba powoli kończyć akt pierwszy. I pójść do kapitana, żeby wywiązał się ze swojej części obietnicy. Tak, Excalibur musi być nasz. I taki jest plan. I to jest plan na dzisiejszy odcinek. Mówię, bardzo lubię ten motyw, tak to pokazuje, jak dużo mrocznych tajemnic ma Arthur. I to też daje po prostu taki ciekawe przygotowanie na to, co nas czeka, mam wrażenie. Mówię, nie znam aktu drugiego, ale naprawdę jestem chętny, żeby poznać.
And? What do you think? Oh, they're just fools. Somebody made a stupid mistake in the past. Somebody else decided to cover it up. Somebody came up with traditions and stories to mask what was done. And for hundreds of years, fools were eating it up because the lies were easier to believe. Really, there's no point in invoking tradition any longer because it's worth shit. The only thing that matters is safety and loyalty towards the one who can provide it. And honestly, I don't believe the ones running this entire circus will protect anyone but themselves. Well, now we've found ourselves in what I'd probably call a clusterfuck. And somehow, you unwittingly became the most important person in the region because your decision will change how the entire situation unfolds. You see, my boys from the Horns of the South are split down the middle. Some will back me, but others won't understand what I'm trying to do. The latter, like Feargas, are the traditionalists, and they know me a little bit too well. If I come to them with this revelation, they think it were a conspiracy. But if somebody from the outside, somebody Feargas trusts, steps in and convinces him, you see where I'm going with this? Ha! That's what I wanted to hear. I knew I could count on you. Go talk to Feargas, get him to visit this place. After you're done, please visit me in the shrine. I just hope Feargas shows some sense and doesn't let his pride take over.
Zbyt sugeruję, że tutaj była ewentualna możliwość walki z Brendanem, pokazywany jako potencjalny przeciwnik. Ale no, cóż. Posłuchajcie, zaraz zobaczymy, czy jak wyjdziemy z krypty, to nic się nie stanie. Jak nie... Też mówię, chciałbym jeszcze porozmawiać z Arturem. Chcę zobaczyć, co on powie na to. Pomimo wszystko to są dosyć ciężkie rzeczy. Ale najpierw...
Much the same. He was a fierce warrior, determined to win at any cost. I watched him closely, and I found him too consumed by cruelty. That is why I chose Seawall and Palamedes as my closest confidants, not him. Yet this Galahad still seems devoted to Camelot and the old ways, and he remains just as fierce. It was the most painful thing I heard. I didn't know. I had no idea this is what happened to him. There were other things that required my attention. We were losing the war. I was needed everywhere. I should have paid more attention to what Merlin was doing. I shouldn't have let go.
No ale stało się, to się stało, no niestety. No dobra, posłuchajcie, to widzimy się przy Fergasie. No dobra, jesteśmy przy Fergasie, zobaczmy. Zobaczmy, co nam powie.
Oh, really? And here I thought the Horns of the South had no secrets left to hide from me. But go ahead. Surprise me. Have I ever mentioned I'm not a big fan of your sense of humor? Now, tell me what you really want, or walk away. In silence, preferably. This isn't funny. I'm no Galahad, burning people at the stake for heresy, but I don't appreciate this kind of behavior either. Still, judging by the look on your face, you actually believe you've stumbled onto something important. All right then. I'll go and check it out. See what's got you so worked up. It might even be nice to get out of here for a change. I saw what you wanted me to see. We need to talk. Honestly, I'm not sure what to think. Everything I believed has been seriously challenged. I need some time to get used to it. Why did you show this to me? Because it could be that I'd be better off not knowing. What they did to Seawall is unthinkable and absolutely unforgivable. What will the other keepers say? What will happen to the Horns of the South? And what about Camelot? Everything we believed was a lie. You're right. In the end, it doesn't matter what Camelot was back then. What matters is what we are now. And we did everything in our power to keep the South safe, and to keep our lighthouse on through every storm. But this will be the end of the Horns of the South. No young man will join our ranks when hundreds of years of our history are gurgling down the drain. Any ideas? It sounds better than the alternative. That we're a bunch of fools believing in children's fables of knightly honor, valor, and purity. And we'll have to give everyone some hope to cling to after the truth about Seawall comes out. All right. I assume Brandon put you up to this, so you can go and congratulate him. He won. I'll support this case, if only for the safety and well-being of our boys. I don't have to like it one bit, but I can try to make it easier for the garrison.
No i bardzo fajnie. No dobra, to teraz liczę, że w końcu dowiemy się, jak zdobyć Excalibur. Bo cały czas jestem wodzony za nos. I nie podoba mi się to. Czy że on jest już tutaj. Tak blisko, tak daleko. Okej, gdzie ja mam się udać? Chwilę. No jeszcze raz dowiedziałem się. No, do kapitana. Też mi znacznik dziwnie pokazywał, ale okej. Okej, dobre zadanie mi, tak. To gdzie ja mam niby iść teraz? Znowu tur? Już nie można było tutaj. Posłuchajcie, słyszymy się zaraz tam przy kapitanie. No dobra, znowu powrót tutaj. Liczę, że ostatni raz.
You're back. So, what news do you bring? Did you talk to Fergus? Good. Just as I expected. I do feel for the boy. He really loved Camelot. Probably the last truly loyal keeper. But he had to know the truth. I knew his honor wouldn't let him hide it from the others in the Horns. Nicely done. brothers. Today marks a new chapter in the history of the Horn to the South. Today, we put an end to fear and poverty. I understand your pain. I know you feel helpless in the face of the looming terror of the weirdness. Camelot has abandoned us, brothers. For years, they've given us no aid. All they do is take our resources, send us to senseless slaughter, and keep us in the dark. Camelot doesn't see us as equals. They've forgotten Seawall Firstfoot's legacy and the promise King Arthur made to us. We were meant to stand as equals. We were meant to be just as powerful as them. And all this time, do you know what they've done to the founder of the Horns of the South? For over 600 years, Seawall has been alive, forgotten by King Arthur and all of Camelot. You don't have to take my word for it. Seawall's tomb is open. Go and see for yourselves. I say, enough. Enough of being fed a rotten myth that turned out to be one great lie. We swore loyalty to the torturers of one of the noblest knights to ever walk Avalon. I say, enough. We will no longer honour an oath made to dishonourable people. We won't let ourselves be exploited any longer. But, my brothers, I bring news. Galahad the Pure, the same Galahad who threatened to burn half our garrison at the stake, is dead. Galahad's death is our chance to break free from Camelot. Enough lies. No more risking everything for those who only know how to take. You're probably wondering, how can we protect the South on our own? How can we defend ourselves when Camelot comes to reclaim their slaves? Yes, that's what we are to them. I know the lockdown of the fortress surprised you, and for that, I truly apologize, but it was necessary to keep you from attacking our new allies, the Del Rita tribes, led by One Eye.
I know, my brothers, I know. This must be a shock, especially since I didn't share my plans with you earlier. But hear me out. Thanks to this alliance between the Horns of the South and the Dalriada tribes, we are securing the safety of the South and our independence from Camelot.
The tribes will provide us with the military support our depleted ranks desperately need. The tribes will help us rid the South of the bandits who've plagued our people for years. Together, we'll share knowledge and resources to ensure a better future for all Southerners.
We will not drain your resources. In fact, we'll replenish your armories and fill your pantries. We'll stand together, fighting side by side to bring peace and order back to the South. In return, all we ask is your loyalty. If you see a brother from the Dalriada fight in the Camelotian, stand with our brother. That's all.
Of course, if anyone isn't in favor of this alliance, you have the right to leave the service. I declare a new era for the Horns of the South. Those who don't wish to help build this future are released from their oaths. To those who choose to stay, I promise a good life, and you won't face any more threats. Now, brothers, return to your duties and rest easy. The Horns of the South will endure, and soon we'll be stronger than ever before.
Trochę liczyłem, że poprawią tę animację w 1.0. Ta scena cały czas wygląda niestety źle. W sensie zarówno to, że niektórym postaciom się źle zrenderowało oczy, więc dosłownie nie mają oczu. To jest to, że jak deszcz trochę tak... też źle, no to mówię, tak liczyłem trochę, że to naprawiam, ale no już... Mówi się, no żyje się dalej, lecimy. No fajnie by było w końcu dostać receptę na Excalibura i móc iść dalej.
An honest matter. What do you need? Ah, right. See, the problem with Excalibur, or indeed any of King Arthur's blades, is that you need to prove you're worthy of wielding it. How are you supposed to do that? Hell knows. But if the pin that secured your entry to the horns has led you here, I think I know what the one who gave it to you might have been thinking. You see, there are many different legends. According to one of them, there are a few places on Avalon where you can prove yourself worthy, whatever that means. And one of those places, as you can probably guess, is nearby. Have you seen the old gong in the sunken village? Well, many years ago, when people still went to the woods for a shit instead of using a privy, it was part of a certain ritual. Only the people who passed the ritual could become keepers. That's why Galahad now appoints keepers and the captain chooses them. It's just safer that way. I only know that you need to sound the gong and then lie down to sleep at its base. If you wake up, I mean, when you wake up again in the morning, you'll know you've been deemed worthy. Unfortunately, the gong is broken. So first, you'll need to find a way to fix it. And since it's made of weird steel, that's not going to be easy, is it? Fortunately, Oshbrit should be able to help you. A little bird told me he likes to play with weird steel when nobody's looking. Just tell him I sent you, and he won't give you any trouble. Go, and may the southern wind be in your favor. If you need anything from the old captain, you know where to find me.
Dobra, to się udało. Okej, zobaczmy, bo tam każdy tam było potrzebne kilka rzeczy jeszcze. Okej, zobaczmy, co nam powie Osbrycht, przepraszam.
Why would you want to fix it? Do you even know what it is?
Take some advice from an old man. If there's a giant, ancient statue that somebody tried to turn to dust, they must have had a good reason for it.
Well, if you put it that way, then I suppose I have to tell you the truth. Otherwise, the terror from the sea will bite me in the ass while I bathe.
Of course I can fix it. I've been doing this kind of thing since I could swing a hammer. It's a skill we pass down from master to apprentice, generation to generation. Nothing fancy, just good old blacksmithing. Obviously, though, you'd have to bring me a couple things so that I can actually do it.
Okej, przączkę mamy, tylko musimy iść po ten gong. Posłuchajcie, widzimy się zaraz przy już wiosce i tam zdobędziemy gong. No dobra, czyli co, musimy się pewnie... To było tam? Tak, to było tam. Okej, i hopsa. Mówię, no mimo wszystko ta scenka średnio, no powiedzmy sobie to szczerze, bez bicia. A widzę, że fizykę pływania tu też na pewno. To dobrze. Ja mówię, ta scenka... Mówię, słaba niestety. Ale cóż.
Oh, a wanderer in the sunken village. You must be lost. Back in the day, you just needed to look at the stars and you'd know where you were going. Now, even they are misplaced. Island Asylum? I don't remember being there, not clearly.
Ale byłeś
But
tam.
when I look at your face, something stirs. Yes, I'm sure we've crossed paths before. And look at you now, out in the world, breathing the fresh air. That's something to treasure, my friend. Freedom is a gift, even when it feels heavy. Enjoy it. I guess I'm just an old man listening to the sound of the sea. Every wave carries a story, you know. Some are whispers, others are roars. I like to think they're keeping me company. Long ago, I decided to wait for something to happen. So I'm waiting for what's ahead of me. But I can feel that it's closer than ever. Everything that's around us, it's not yet the end. And that thought really bothers me. Before you go, I would like to ask you one thing. Who are you? I understand. I see you. I hear you. And I have a feeling that you will find what you're looking for. Farewell. And thank you for visiting me, my friend. You can come keep me company whenever you want. The sunsets here are beautiful.
Będziesz ważną, tajemniczą postacią, prawda? Sakiewka. No cóż, mówię, on był we właśnie azylu, był jednym z więźniów tam. Nawet z nim rozmawialiśmy. Więc mówię, ciekawe co tu z nim będzie dalej. Dobra, posłuchajcie, wracam teraz już do naszego kowala i naprawiamy gong.
It's nice to have a break.
Dokładnie.
How did you, oh, forget it. I don't even want to know. Just give me a moment. Here. That should do it. Do whatever you need to, if you're really sure about this. But please try to come back alive.
Okej, czyli teraz znowu trzeba się cofać, więc widzimy się zaraz znowu w tym samym miejscu. No, tego momentu aż tak nie pamiętam, więc chętnie zobaczę, co nas tu czeka. To chyba był ten sam potwór, który zatopił naszą łódkę na początku. Tak mi się wydaje. Uwielbiam sam vibe graficzny tej gry. Po prostu to, jak to wszystko ładnie się trzyma w całości, to jest po prostu piękne.
Who dares disturb my peace? You made an oath never to summon me again. Excalibur. Wait. Is it really you? You, who come from a time beyond. Show yourself before me.
It seems he speaks to me. Allow me to answer him.
Welcome, old friend.
I can see that you know me, but I am a mere shadow of my true self. I don't remember you, Lord of the Seas. Forgive me.
That's what you told me, my friend. The next time we see each other, you will not remember me. But you are here now. The will and the power led you back to this place. even in this incomplete form.
Where should I look for myself? I wish to restore Avalon to its former glory, yet I don't know how.
Avalon's fate has never rested upon one person alone, not even one as great as King Arthur. Yet here you are, trying again, restless and eager to take the responsibility again. I salute you, my friend.
Tell me what I must do to be worthy to lead Avalon once more. I do not think I have the strength.
Your path is true. Seek wholeness, and Avalon will reveal what it needs from you. And yes, you need to touch Excalibur.
Thank you, my friend.
And you, mortal. You have given yourself to the King's service. You are worthy of a place among the keepers of the South. Arthur, take out your sword and fear no failure. It is yours to take. It always was. I deem you worthy, my friend. The promise I gave thy mother is fulfilled, and thus our pact is ended. You know where to look for your soul. Trust yourself. And when you reach your journey's end, I trust you will make the right choice.
Bardzo fajny motyw. Dobra. Słuchajcie, jeszcze zanim pójdziemy, to chciałbym odpalić rozmowę z królem Arturem. Bo nie kojarzę. On chyba po tym etapie już właśnie nie mówił nic. Więc zobaczymy, co teraz powie tak naprawdę.
Perhaps. I cannot say for certain. My memory remains too clouded. It seems familiar. I do not feel my soul bound to it, but I know our path shall lead us here, one way or another. Something lingers beyond this gate, something ancient. That much I know. We'll find the truth soon enough.
Okej, to było
Yes,
wcześniejsze.
it seems we knew each other well during the war. And this proves that I sought allies beyond our own forces. And I trusted him enough to carry the knowledge of Excalibur. This must count for something.
No dobra. To widzimy się zaraz przy Excaliburze. No i zobaczmy, czy mogę cię dotknąć. A co jest? Czemu nie mogę? Zadanie dzieli, które powinno wybrać fragment, ale... Coś jest nie tak, będzie trzeba tu coś... Zastanówmy się. No dobra. Mówię, nie wiem dlaczego. Zobaczymy tą taktykę, którą szybko znalazłem w necie, jeżeli chodzi o właśnie wyciąganie. Jeżeli chodzi o właśnie Excalibur, więc... Zobaczymy. Uda się? O, udało się, dobra. Uwielbiam tą lokację.
I am his will, the fire that bends the world to his command. I am the blade that shapes kings and shatters tyrants.
Okej, tego wcześniej nie było.
Enough, Merlin. You can't keep throwing lives into this abyss. These experiments, they're destroying what remains of us.
Destroying us? They're what's keeping us alive. Do you think the Four Dwellers will stop for pity or mercy? Every soul we lose here saves 10 more on the battlefield. You told me to do this. You sanctioned this. And I'm close to getting it right. I know it.
No, we can't justify this. There's no victory worth such a cost.
You know full well, Arthur, that this isn't about victory. It's about survival. If we don't push these boundaries, there will be no future for your kingdom, for Avalon. You dream of peace, but without victory, there will be no peace to dream of. The path ahead is brutal, but if we relent now, we lose everything.
And yet we keep losing people and gaining nothing in return. We must change the path.
They volunteered for this.
They volunteered to save our kingdom, and you've gotten no closer to doing it. Their sacrifices cannot be in vain, Merlin. Find another way. Use your mind, your wisdom. Leave this slaughterhouse you've created behind.
A different way. That will take time, and resources we may not have. The enemy won't wait.
They will if I make them. Whatever it takes, I will buy you that time. Find me a weapon that wins this war without annihilating what we fight to protect.
Whatever it takes.
Yes. Let it be known that it was my decision, and I will bear the consequences of it.
Oh no, my king. People can never know. It was all my idea, and you knew nothing about it. All of us have our role to play. You are the leader, and they need to love you. If we win, you need to become more than a man. You need to become a symbol.
Okej, mówię, trochę nie naprawiali problemów graficznych filmików. No to jest trochę średnie, ale okej. Dobra, ale tego raczej... A nie, mogę rozpalić, o, bardzo fajnie.
Merlin saw Avalon for what it was long before the rest of us. He told me that Tintagel wouldn't hold. Not forever. That the weirdness would gnaw at our walls, at our minds, at our very bones, until nothing human remained. But he still fought to map a way forward, to carve some sense into this land. And in the end, the land swallowed him whole anyway. We were losing the battle at Tuathan's mouth. Our last push before the weirdness took the field. Merlin was with us, bleeding, exhausted, but still weaving his spells. Then it came. Not a beast, not a man, not something we ever had words for. A shadow, wearing 1,000 torn banners, moving like it had no shape of its own. Merlin raised his staff, spoke a name I didn't recognize. And then he was gone. Not killed, Not struck down, just gone. Like the land itself had taken him back.
Okej. A dobra, to jest punkt, jeżeli chodzi o... Okej, dusza króla, czas wykonywania. Okej. O, to jest bardzo fajna część. Dobra, taki przywracają o 400 więcej procent. Twoje obrażenia zwiększają się za każdego. Okej. To na razie wydaje się ok. No dobra.
Now, I remember.
Nieważne.
Before you judge me, it all seems so obvious now, doesn't it? The right thing to do. It wasn't back then, and you can trust me on that. We were on the brink of losing the war, and wars aren't won with wishful thinking. There was no clean path, no noble answer. Only the weight of reality pressing down on our necks. Something had to be done, or everything we fought for would have been in vain. And in the end, the ones who stepped forward, who chose to pay the price, made it possible. And their deaths gave Merlin the knowledge he needed to finish his work. To find something that could really turn the tide in our favor. I told him to stop the experiments on our men, but to keep going. And he did. He started experimenting on the Four Dwellers, the enemy. If their bodies could be broken down, their power turned against them, wasn't that their own doing? Wasn't that fair? So he figured out how to twist the Four Dwellers' power into something we could wield. I told him to conquer the weirdness. And in the end, he did. He found a way to make me stronger. Stronger than any man had the right to be. It wasn't just magic. It was something deeper. Older. A force that reshaped me. And with it, we won. The war ended. Avalon was ours. The bloodshed stopped. The banners were raised. And the kingdom stood safe. That's the question, isn't it? I keep thinking about Seawall. He was ready to pay the ultimate price for what we were fighting for. And I thought he did. I grieved him. Told myself his sacrifice had meaning, that he had given his life for Avalon. And now, after all these years, finding him like this, I told myself I carried the weight of my choices. But seeing him, I wonder if I ever truly did.
Dobra, i to jest praktycznie koniec aktu pierwszego. W ładnym czasie udało nam się go zrobić, muszę przyznać.
You've got that look again, like you've seen something you wish you hadn't. Another piece of the king's soul reclaimed, right? What did it show you this time?
O, kolega żyje.
Merlin. Merlin and his obsession with the weirdness. The king thought it could save us. Merlin thought it could be controlled. Together, they were willing to tear the world apart to win. I was a prototype for Merlin's latest idea, immortality. Me and Seawall, the king's loyal pawns. Used and discarded when they found a better way. When they decided to go even deeper into their madness and turn our king into a monster. Fight back. Against who? Merlin? The king? You don't fight gods when you're just a pawn on their board. You endure. You wait. And when the time comes, you either break, or you're left to clean up their mess. That's what I do. What I've always done. Seawall was Merlin's first attempt. I was the last. We could say I was lucky, but to say that would take a truly macabre sense of humor, don't you think? Even if he didn't, he should have. He was desperate to win, and desperation doesn't leave room for conscience. Every scream, every scar, even if he didn't see it, he allowed it. That's as good as approving it. You've seen what they did, what he did. And that's not the end of the story. It's not the extent of their sins. Find the pieces of his soul. Put him back together, if that's what it takes. And then we, or I alone, if you decide to defy me, can end the cycle. Either way, we will get to his resurrection. I've seen it too many times to believe the cycle will be broken before it happens. But know this. Once he's whole, Arthur's power, his mistakes, and his madness will all return. And when that moment comes, I'll be there. Whether to stand with you or step over you. The choice is yours. Just remember that when that happens, and you stand by his side, there won't be room for both of you. Start. You've already started. But if you want the next piece, head to Kunacht. The menhir there is failing, the weirdness swallowing what's left of the village. You will need to find another artifact. The shield our king gave to Palamedes. He was one of the king's finest, a voice of reason amidst the madness. But it didn't save him or his legacy from what they had coming. Find the shield, and then, well, we will meet again. We'll see if your perspective changes.
No, jak mówiłem, to już jest koniec aktu pierwszego. No, słuchajcie, jeszcze go nie skończymy. Cały czas mamy tutaj masę zadań, masę lokalizacji. Mówię, mamy jeszcze 10 odcinek, potem jak zawsze. Potem jak mówiłem, tak w zależności od tego, co będziecie sądzili, tak będziemy serię albo kontynuowali, albo nie. No, to posłuchajcie, bardzo wam dziękuję. To był bardzo fajny odcinek. W następnym skupimy się trochę na rzeczach pobocznych. Mówię, mam kilka rzeczy, które będę chciał odkryć, które wiem gdzie są, ale po prostu odkryjemy je na nowo. Tak, zrobimy jedwabny szlak, bo tu jest bardzo fajny quest. Tu jest fajna lokacja, którą też będę chciał zobaczyć. No i jeszcze mamy tą część mapy, która też jest naprawdę niesamowicie zrobiona i jest tu kilka ciekawych questów. Czy wyrobimy się w 10 odcinku? Nie wiem, zobaczymy. A tymczasem bardzo wam dziękuję. Jeżeli seria wam się podoba, chcecie zobaczyć więcej, bo mówię, na tym kanale będzie więcej. No to jak zawsze zapraszam was do subskrybowania, do lajkowania, do komentowania. A ja słyszę się z wami następnym razem, więc do usłyszenia. Cześć.